in 1969 you pulled a group of people together.
Right.
And you'd been meeting
that
together.
Was on the pediatric bridge. I got all these people together, and I said, we got to do something about this. So, yeah, we came up with this Perinatal Research Society, which was good.
And you were on the beginning of it, the very beginning of it. Were you able to, did you have a vision for how it was going to look like?
Mm-hmm.
Because you brought in obstetricians, basic scientists,
Yeah, that was the vision, to get a mixture of those people together. Oh, we wanted more continuity than that. It would never have lasted if we had done it that informally. You know, you needed a little more structure, and people would pick it up and continue it. You know.
I don't know that I went in 73, but I almost certainly went in 74. And we used to love to go because, in the first place, the meetings were fantastic. They were wonderful. They were just interesting. I mean, they had all these, they had a huge range of topics. Because remember, a third of the membership was basic scientists, and so they would bring in this biology that we in clinical medicine really had never thought of, and it was just wonderful. It was really fantastic. And not only that, they were a third of the time they were in Canada, and at the time we went, and that's actually the reason why the meeting is in late September, is because that was the time that the leaves changed at Mont Tremblant outside of Montreal, which was cheap that time of the year because, I mean, the leaves were changing and that was gorgeous, but there was no skiing, of course. So anyway, we loved to go there because it was, it was like come on, we didn't travel a lot. We didn't have a lot of money to travel. So to be able to go to French Canada where a lot of people, I mean, if you got off the road, people didn't speak English. They really didn't.
The meeting was down in the Silmar, if I remember correctly, and Dewey and I were to pick up the drinks, the whiskey, the wine and whiskey, and we were driving down. We figured we could make it in about 90 minutes. We were a little late. Everybody was pissed off at us because liquor was all supposed to be there. And we finally got it there, and then we had election of officers, and it was that the Secretary-Treasurer would be elected for either 2 years or 3 years. And when I looked at what Ann Reynolds had to do, I said, this is crazy. We ought to do the same thing that the other societies do. The Secretary-Treasurer ought to be here for 5 years. And they said, well, since you bought the booze late, you're going to be the Secretary-Treasurer.
Lucky.
We had the meeting at Mohunk House in New York, upstate New York, which is a fabulous venue. I think the most memorable thing was the group activity, which involved making boats out of cardboard and duct tape, which I think was Tony's idea, so we can either credit him or blame him for that activity, and almost everybody getting wet. That was the goal. It had a float. And I think there was one that survived.
Yes, I think the most memorable thing about actually probably any meeting is the social activity, because it gave us a chance to interact with the young faculty as well as the fellows and trainees, and to really see who cheats at sports. It was completely intimidating.
Really?
there were all these really famous scientists and giving amazing talks, and it was a little, it was inspiring, but it was also intimidating.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think it gave us a chance to meet with like-minded scientists who are doing very similar kinds of research and interact with your peers, as well as being able to interact with people who are seasoned investigators, and at a format that's really, it's informal to some degree, and it gives you a chance to meet people, talk to people under very different kinds of circumstances. It also gives you an opportunity to hang out with your friends.
Years in PRS.
Yeah, I had a great time. But my big problem was if you missed 2 meetings in a row,
You're
you get
out.
thrown out. Unless you had a good excuse.
Yeah.
But this meeting was a bit of a turning point because I was surrounded by, I just had never been in an environment like the PRS, and listening to these people who have done incredible research, their life, career, all of their successes, their passion. It's just incredible what people have done in the field, and it's really inspiring. I mean, you go back to work energized.
I think so. I think we did. Yeah.
Because it was interesting, that original 9 looked to me like people you had worked with. And
Oh, yes. I
called
knew
and said,
very
"Hey,
well.
let's start this.
Right. Let's get it rolling.
Let's get it rolling."
Yeah.
Which-
Exactly. That's exactly the attitude I had.
Yeah.
Yeah.